spin over to the warehouse, grab a trunk full of tools, and carry on our third day. Things have been going good. As you see, we still have our collection of 8 katanas. There were no new katanas yesterday. Not surprisingly, the fact that we saw so many katanas earlier was absurd beyond all belief. We are starting to make a pretty good dent in our produce we have here. I don't think anything's not fresh anymore. Hey, how's it going, Colo? Like, those are our last cabbage. Hey, Not Queen. How's it going? You want to die? That's no good. That's not a thing to want. That sounds like a bad time. Hey, Whistlebeak. And sorry for everyone for the late start. We were out and about today and just traffic beat traffic. Well, that's no good. I do hope things improve for you. Do I still have gas in this thing? Like, we're not gonna do the whole look on the bright side thing, because, you know, that telling people to do that doesn't help anything. It's like when someone's sad, you say, "Don't be sad." That's not helping anyone. All you're doing is being dismissive of someone's problems. Like, if it was that easy, I'm pretty sure they'd just do it. Yeah, ask anyone who's been in an argument with someone, just don't be angry. How's that work out for you? It's not good. It's never good. It's almost like feelings and emotions are legitimate. What am I seeing on my map here? What is there a building I'm just bliss? Oh no, we've been there, that's fine. Yeah, mostly it just sets a person to completely kick it up to 11 on whatever feeling they're feeling that you're telling them not to feel. Like, when discussing stuff like that, it's one of the ones I usually bring up is people who have phobias. And that's going to sound like a very weird transition to make here, and I'll explain myself. So, like, the whole point of a phobia is an irrational fear of whatever. Oh, yeah, 20,000? Mm-hmm. As long as I don't die, that is in the bag. That is happening. Like, I actually was going to put in the title, and I forgot. But, like, you know, phobia is an irrational fear. And for it to be an irrational fear, it means you have a fear of something that doesn't make sense. So, like, you know, being afraid, like arachnophobia, being afraid of like a daddy long legs is an irrational fear. That spider can physically not hurt you, but for someone who's arachnophobic, they see that and they freak the F out. Now, their fear is a valid feeling. It is not a reasonable feeling, but it is a valid feeling. So you don't sit there and say, "Oh, well, you're just not being reasonable" or whatever like that. No, that fear is legitimate. Like, they are having all the symptoms of fear. Like, there's nothing false about it. Now, it's not rational, but I mean, they're diagnosed with a phobia. That's kind of the point. That's why they got that diagnosis. And they're trying to mitigate it, but the point is the feeling is not... But you don't dismiss the feeling. The feeling is real. It's there. So it's kind of the whole thing when people get dismissive of emotions, like, no, the feelings are there. They're valid. They're real. Like, even if they don't make sense why someone's feeling that way, they are feeling what they're feeling. You can't deny it. Yeah, the person who is like having a bordering like panic attack, can't breathe, goes screaming, running into a wall because they're trying to get away. Nah, that fear isn't real. Yeah, but when you're at school, I get what you're saying, like, you know, you're doing tests and all that, it's like, all right, there is, like, well, that's where it's not a phobia. It's like, yeah, if you're dealing with a situation where you have someone who's got a position of authority over you, in this particular case, a teacher, you know, and you're concerned about their reaction, that is a rational fear. Because that person does have a position of authority over you. They can actually make your life a living hell. And it sucks. That's why it's not a phobia, it's just a fear at that point. Okay, I wasn't sure where the road was. Because it's dark and it's snowy. I heard a zombie back there. There you are. Let's get rid of you so I don't slam into you with my car and make it even worse. Because I've been doing that a lot lately and it's not good. Yep. There is a direct correlation between risk and possibility. The higher the risk, the better odds that that risk is going to be brought to fruition. Which is why we mitigate risk. That's the entire name of the game of what we do in Project Zomboid. If I can mitigate my risk, I mitigate my probability that things go bad. It never reaches 0, but we can get it smaller and smaller. Should have my radio on, because we are very due for a helicopter. Like, I was very much expecting by the end of stream yesterday for us to have another helicopter, and it didn't happen, which makes me deeply concerned. We're just going to be like, well, we're still in that we've just started stream warming up phase. That's just going to be like, here's, oh, hey, zombies. Hi. You're all hiding in the dark. It's just going to be like, hey, what if, hear me out, if for warm up, we just helicopter? You are correct. I am not zombie phobic. Neither in real life or in game, because the actual risk of being bitten by a zombie is pretty much effectively 0, being that zombies don't exist in the real world yet. And then, I would say video games can't hurt you, but that's not entirely true, but mostly video games can't hurt you. Well, I mean, we do call it the inevitable zombie plague. Like, inevitable's in the name. You can't call it that unless, like, it is actually inevitable, right? Like, that'd just be mislabeling stuff. But yeah, so video games can actually hurt you, but we're talking, like, you know, photosensitive epilepsy seizures or motion sickness, stuff like that. Not like, if you die in the game, you die in real life kind of garbage. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is fair, but, like, then what's the, like, if we're talking zombie phobia, you're going to have a specific definition of zombie that you would apply it to, not the broader definition. Now, I would assume in the context, we would assume, you know, the living undead versus people who veg out on TV a little bit too much, or maybe spend too much time on their phone, or just otherwise are disengaged to the world around them. Because the zombie that's just like disengaged the world around them, I wouldn't fear those either so much as just kind of go, oh, well, it's excuse me, I'm just gonna try and not get in between you and your television or your screen or whatever. Like I'll just scooch by over here. I don't feel threatened. Just trying to get past. Yeah. I mean, there's like fear of the supernatural. I forget what that is. There are plenty of phobias out there that are based around things that just don't exist. Ooh, free potato chips. I'm just gonna eat those right now because they got calories. True. But if someone does believe like a supernatural occurrences to be real enough that they can cause harm, but in by their nature that they're being supernatural, which means they're not actually a real thing, it still would be a phobia because it wouldn't be a rational fear because you'd be basing your fear off of something that wasn't actually a thing. I mean, that's kind of the whole point. Yep. That is a lot of zombies back there. I believe the fence ends right up here, too, so I might be able to get rid of them. I guess the fence ends a little farther up. Yeah. That definitely is a place that gets real touchy real fast. I was the big mentioning where, like, it can be very difficult, like, you can bridge into so many sensitive topics when you're talking about stuff like phobias that, go into belief, all that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, probably will try and dodge where we're going to, getting into the heavy stuff. Weather? It was nice and like a really comfortable temperature out a little bit earlier today. Now it's a bit into just kind of like, not super cold, but like in that I'm not quite comfortable levels of cold outside. Like earlier today it was like 68, I'm like, wonderful. Perfect. Then the sun started going down, I was like, okay, never mind, it's not so perfect anymore. I'm not dressed appropriately for colder than 60. It's also been overcast and like wanting to rain all day, but just not quite getting there. Which normally I'm all for down here because when it's 90 degrees and it's overcast, like overcast is your friend. And don't get me wrong, I came from Michigan before this. So I get when the weather is just gray half the year, it's not as much your friend, but when it's 90 degrees, like, give me the overcast, please. All right, it's that time. I think we go to the warehouse area. Now that said, we don't have a gun with a ton of bullets on us. What do we have for bullets on us? Do we have any bullets on us? No. I got, like, a single magazine of bullets. Okay, sure, fine, whatever. So I do fully expect to get bullied out by the zombies once the helicopter shows up. But we're going to see what we can do for knocking down the zombie count where we're trying to go. Ooh, we got doubters today. They're like going to an area you haven't cleared to mess with the helicopter. Got some doubters in here. They're going, you survived too long. Your day has come. Our money is on the zombies today. It's time. Your rampage has gone on too long unchecked. Too long have you been a burden on zombie kind. So I'm going to be smart this time. I'm going to get my vehicle positioned. I'm going to turn it off as opposed to having it on, which is usually the opposite of what I do because I like a fast getaway. But the last couple times we've done this, the vehicle's been absolutely surrounded after the helicopter shows up. So I really don't want that. So instead, we're just going to go up here. Yeah, so I think we cleared just a little bit farther north than this. We'll probably run into some more zombies along the way. But I'm just going to keep fighting my way in, as if the helicopter's not coming. Yep, I did turn the radio off. I turned that off beforehand. Because, like, the helicopter's coming. There's no new information that we can get at this point. It's on its way. I just really want to get at least as far as the point that we're like in the parking lots up here before the helicopter gets here, which should be doable. If we see it in the morning, usually it means like the afternoon. That's not a guarantee. I don't actually know the rules behind it. Hi, zombie. I'll deal with you in a moment. Now, what I don't know is I expect to have entirely too many zombies show up. Now, there are different degrees of entirely too many zombies to show up. There's like, you know, party of 100 roll in. That's more than I want. But, like, it's manageable. Then you have, like, party of 1,000 show up, which is more you just leave. Five push-ups, I can get that done. Okay, and I have a really terrible shovel. So weapon-wise, we're not in good shape either. Did your brakes take a crap, car? You were going much worse than you did the other day. I think towards the end with all the zombies we've hit and all that, we have damaged this car a little bit. It helps me the fact that we inflated the tires, that, you know, it is not losing speed as fast. I don't know if that's a mechanic in the game, but like in real life, your tires are all underinflated, you know. It is extra friction and resistance that would cause you to slow faster. mind me, I'm gonna go back around. Take you back the way we came, because I don't know what's up that way. I assume zombies. I'd rather fight the ones we have before I make more friends. That's a really good bonk emote. I like that one. You don't see very many bonk animated emotes. Excellent growlcore. Always love their bonk emote. This is true. I feel like that'll be a good place to park our car, actually. I forgot that there was a parking lot right there by that building. What? Oh, I hit like the tiniest little twig. Come on. Alright, we killed the engine, so when we go to fight with the helicopter, at least it's not drawing more zombies to the vehicle. Okay, much. I believe there's a water dispenser in there that would be nice, but otherwise, I don't think there's anything in that building I particularly want. Really, at this point, we're just cruising around this trailer park, seeing what we can find. Again, not super worried about looting the place, just want to check it out. I'm going to check on the other side of these trees before we go hopping in that truck. That sounds like a trap. Yeah. That's just thinking. If we bust out that window, there's a chance these zombies see us, and it becomes a whole mess. Okay, I do have vitamins on me, so if the helicopter shows up and we're getting sleepy, like we can take enough vitamins to make that not a problem. Can I shape you in? Not great shape, but not terrible. I've certainly grabbed worse. Well, I didn't check the horsepower on that motor. Or engine, not motor. Alright, let's hop in the car. Get a little bit of stamina. Start choking down some vitamins, because that's going to be a given at this point. Because basically we're just waiting for this helicopter to show up, and our plan is effectively just use the open area we've got around here, kill the zombies. We do kind of expect to be overrun and have to just retreat by car. That's the reason we got the car ready to rock and roll here. We do have the engine turned off at the moment. Plan with that is more or less just let's not have the car be noisy and draw the zombies to our escape vehicle. In fact, I might move it down here. You know, keep the open area available for fighting away from the car. Now I got a big migration from there. Let's try to aggro that if we can help it. At least not till these ones are dead. You know, when you actually have really good combat skills, the snow shovel isn't terrible. Normally I find the snow shovel to be very underwhelming. It's actually not bad. Morning, Rainbow Octavian. How's it going? Gotcha. Yeah, for us it's approaching, I'd say early evening. Not full on evening, but early evening. The slaughter goes good. We did just get our announcement that a helicopter is inbound. So we had our choice. We could go to some place that we have declared clear and just, making sure it's extra clear. Or we could take the higher risk play, which is to go to some place we don't have cleared at all and just say, you know what, we're just going to fight until we get nice and sleepy, and then we're going to take our car and we're going to leave. So we're going with the fighting option. We are not fully prepared for a proper fight. Like, I did not stock up on bullets. I don't have a ton of weapons. None of this was well thought out. But, we're already here and the helicopter is coming, so it's a little late to fix any of those problems, so we're just dealing. But I did leave normally I like to leave my car running as my getaway vehicle. In this particular case, we're leaving it off because the last couple of times we've done that with the helicopter, I've had to clear multiple hordes off of my vehicle before I was able to leave, which got sketchy if I get out once or twice. So instead, we're just going to keep fighting. When the helicopter shows up, it shows up. We've got our car stashed right over here. We just hop in and drive away. At least that's what I'm saying on paper. Gotcha. Yeah, I keep fighting the temptation to play some Path of Exile. And the only reason is because I know I won't get to do any of the things I want if I do Path of Exile. Like, unless I fully commit to doing it for like a month, and I don't think I could reasonably do that. It is, like, and we've talked about it on channel, it's like, with Path of Exile, you're either playing or you're not. Like, it's just too much of a time commitment to do other things while you're doing it. And I know Standard works around that, but like, I always get into the challenge leagues. Let's can't get into this place. First, check the sides. Don't have a horde over here. Cool. Let's bang in the door before we get too into this. So we're banging in the door there, which is just me holding right mouse button, aiming at the door, and then hitting space. We shove the door. Because it makes a decent amount of noise. So if there are zombies in there, usually it'll rile them up, get them banging on doors and windows. Helps you avoid walking into a place and having, the classic bathroom zombie waiting for you. Because they hear you outside and they're like, oh, I want to go eat his face. So they come out to meet you. We're trying to get in there so we can rest, where we don't have trees blocking our view. Yeah. Trickster Eternity Shroud Blade Vortex is always a good time. Wait till we're done eating before we open the door, even though I feel like there's nothing here. You never want to be able to get to a point where you don't have a weapon ready. Alright, so yeah, we checked this place out. So what I'm going to do is, for the moment, I'm going to go into this bedroom. We're going to rest, not sleep. Thank you to the follow, Tower. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I haven't done Blade Vortex in a very, very long time. If that's a skill I'm thinking is, I remember I used to jokingly call it lawnmower build, which is like you'd stop. It felt like you revved your engine up, and then you'd run, and then you'd rev your engine up, and then you'd run, and you'd rev your engine up. You get the idea. Thank you for the follow, Little Bird. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I did that in the past. Like, I got a little tired of the whole, like, every couple minutes, or not every couple minutes, every couple seconds stopping to, like, rev the engine up, as it were. Alright, here's the helicopter.